Hello everyone, I'm Catharsis and welcome back to Ark Island. Once again, we're playing Ark Survival Evolved. Now, I'm happy to say that we finally managed to reach level 15. Seems like it took forever, but we did finally get there. I'm just quickly going to harvest my dodo eggs, and let's get the poop out of the way there. So as you can see, I've actually I've tamed a couple of dodos, and I'm keeping inside the house because the house that I built for them out on the beach, I have a terrible time getting them into, so it seemed just easier to keep them right in here. Now, unfortunately, dodos poop a lot, so they kind of stink up the place a bit, but, you know, it's like not like this guy's breath is helping either. Just glitching right through the wall. So we did hit level 15, finally, and we have the ability to make a raft now, so I'm going to put one of those together. Now, I didn't have enough engrams to buy all the pieces I want to build the full-size raft, so what we're going to do is we'll build the initial raft itself. We'll increase the footprint for the bottom floor, and then we'll take it out for a little spin, and then when we hit level 16... we'll come back when I have the engrams to buy the pillars that I want to use. Then we can build it up to the full size that I'd like to use it at. So first things first, I've been storing up a whole lot of resources in the chest in order to prepare for this. So I'm gonna have to grab let's grab a couple hundred thatch and a couple hundred fiber. I don't remember exactly what I need to make this. So I think it's thatch, fiber, hide, and wood. Grab all the hide. And then we'll jump in here and grab some wood. Okay. So our raft, where is it here? Wooden raft. There we go. 250 wood, 120 fiber, 75 hide. Don't need the thatch at all, actually. And we'll finally make a nice little raft. Okay, so this will build the raft, of course, and put it in my inventory, and then we'll have to go out to the water to actually put it down. As soon as you get access to the raft, I highly recommend making it. It certainly opens up the world for you. It also gives you a lot of... Oh, geez, I'm really way down. It also gives you a lot of other options that you can do to when you're playing the game. So, I still don't have the... I spent all my engram points getting the raft and a couple of other pieces. Oh, geez, I'm so way down I can't even move. What have I got here? 147 over 140. I'm pretty shot. Oh, that's why the raft weighs like 85. Wow, that's crazy. I have a raft, and I can't even use it. No, let's see if we can dump enough weight here. We're going to move around. Alright, that did it. Okay. So, I highly recommend making this as soon as you can get it. Now, there's other things you can get at level 15 also. The bow and making stone arrows is certainly a really big one for opening up your ability to kill different things. The bow is so much more powerful than using just the little spears or the slingshot. So that's a really big win there too. Also, but the raft, it gives you the ability to get around quickly on the island. You can use it as a floating mobile base, and then it also lets you get to places that you couldn't get to normally because it's just too dangerous. So, success! We have a raft. There's not a lot to it when you initially put it down. It's just a kind of a tiny little platform with a sail on it, but it really does do a lot for you in the game. Now, at some point later, you're going to get access to some flying dinos and things that you can ride on, and certainly that will make a big difference for you in getting around. But at this low level, being able to have a raft, lets you get around quickly. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. You can sail up and down the coast and just stop and pick up resources. You can carry all kinds of chests on your raft, so you can load up, and it just really opens up the whole world for you. So now, as you can see, as you're sailing around, the sail in this thing, although it looks really cool, is also completely in your way. So what I'm going to do is we'll stop and we'll get rid of the sail here. Now, with or without the sail showing, if you just hold down Y, you can go to hide sail, and whether it's showing or not, you still have the same speed. It doesn't impact your ability to move around, but it certainly impacts your visibility. This is your general viewpoint you're going to have when you're building on your raft, so you kind of have to remember that as you're building it up. Somebody's built bridges all the way across here, so I may not even be able to get out. No, we can. There's a little gap there. Good. You do kind of have to remember the size of... the viewpoint that you're going to have as you're building a raft up. So if you build it too high upwards and make it all solid, you can make it look super cool when you're standing outside of it, but then as soon as you get in, you still have to be able to access the rudder, and then you still have to be able to see where you're going. So if you obscure your your line of sight too much, it can cause some pretty serious issues with trying to see where you're going. Just gonna take a little skip up the coast here so you can kind of see what's up that way. But this thing, it really is cool, and I can't wait until I'm gonna have to level again before I can get enough pieces to finish building the raft, because it takes a lot of engram points to get all the different wooden building pieces you might need. So, for example, I have some platforms made. When we go back to the shelter, we'll run inside and grab the platforms, and you can actually build right on the surface of the raft, which is what makes it so cool. And then that'll increase our footprint, so we have a little more area to work with. And then later, when we get access to pillars, then I can build a second floor, and I'll do that supported by pillars so that I can get it up high enough. We got clearance on there, so we can get a dino to go right through it. Kind of wish the view distance could be adjusted on this, because as you can see, as we're going up the coast, there's some stuff that's on the beach here that's spawning in as we get a little bit closer. So I'm not going to go too far with this today. We'll take it out for more of a more in-depth spin when we've got it built up a little bit more. And in particular, I really like to use the raft for hunting. I'm going to show you how we like to kite dinosaurs with the raft. And it makes a huge difference for leveling, because it's starting right when you're at level 15, 16. Well, it'll be 16 now because I don't have access to the bow, because I spent all my points. But right at level 16, it'll make a huge difference in leveling, because you can kill dinosaurs so easy when you're on your raft. The first one we killed that was a real challenge was on my main character. This is an alternate for me, but on my main character, the first one we killed that was a real challenge was an alpha carno, and we killed it, and I gained 11 levels off of that just one kill. So you can get a really big leap ahead if you can manage to kill them effectively. That guy's got war drums on there and everything. That's ridiculous. This guy's got quite a setup area. Now, he's got a really small base. On a PvP server, this would never fly. This guy's stuff would all get trashed. But on a PvE server, when you only have to worry about other dinosaurs, I mean, he's got a megalodon here. Big vicious shark. He's got two of them, actually. It's crazy. And he just has such a small little base, but he's got all these gigantic dinosaurs. Let's see if we can cram through the opening. All right, we made it through. I did know... Oh. Is that tamed? It is. What is that? This looks like a dolphin. Ichthyosaurus. Ha! That's cool. A little dolphin with a saddle on it. All right, let's go back. We'll put a floor on this and get a little more movement space on here. Gosh, I can't wait to get the whole thing built up. It's just so much fun to sail around with this thing. And like I said, it really can be a mobile base. If you're playing in PvP, of course, it's a little bit more challenging because people can destroy your boat on you. But in PvE, if you build your boat, you can have the same boat pretty much forever, as long as you don't let dinosaurs thrash on it too much. All right, just gotta find my house here. Actually, it's kind of convenient. I even have just like a tiny little inlet here. When we first built the boat, we were really worried we were going to get stuck on things, but it actually has a very shallow draft, so you can go over top of almost anything. If you do run, ran it right into the ground. It doesn't have a reverse on it, but you can turn pretty much on a dime, so you'll never really get stuck unless you happen to get stuck on some rocks. I should get this positioned a little bit better so I can build on it. Rocks are about the only thing you get hung up on. And possibly coral too, but you won't have to worry about getting hung up on like sandbars and stuff. If you hit them and they'll stop you, you can just turn, which is a good thing. I think lag is probably the biggest thing you'll fight against. You get this rubber banding effect all the time. All right, so we got our fancy little raft. Let's go get some flooring pieces and we can make this a little bit bigger. Somebody passed out next to my house here, too. I don't know who this is, but he's been doing a serious workout with that left arm. I don't know if I want to ask what he's been doing with it, but that left arm, he's certainly got decked. And possibly the right one, too. It might just be the way he's lying, and I can't really see it. But alright, so I think I put 8 flooring pieces. Yeah, I have 8 wooden foundation here we can take. Snag those. I'm going to put a campfire on the boat also. Just because it's very handy to have something for cooking. I'll take these standing torches because they'll be helpful also. See, like, now if I had my bow and arrow and I had somebody to drive the boat for me, we could take out that brontosaurus. They hit really hard, but I think we could take it. Okay. Okay, so now as I was saying, when you're building on the raft, you want to make sure that you keep your rudder clear. So let's get the foundation pieces set up here. I put them on my quick bar. And you really want to be careful about how you line things up also, because you don't want to have to try to place pieces and then replace them. It can be really tough when you're standing on the raft, but you do want to try to get them lined up effectively. Let's try and get this back as far as we can and as over as we can, so that we get the maximum floor space on here. Okay, I think that's pretty well. Oh, come on. Ah, shoot. Alright, I think we pretty much have it lined up as close as we're going to get it here. Yeah. So it can get a tiny bit of overhang there on the right, but not a lot. So if we place the first one here, that first piece that you place down is really going to set the tone for how you set the rest of your pieces in. Because you're just going to end up snapping them all to this piece now. Okay. Piece number 2. Piece number 3. Piece number 4. And I made way too many foundation pieces. Okay, so we have our basic foundation here. Now, it didn't really add a lot to the size of the boat, as you can see. But let's see if we can put one up front here a little bit farther. Can we put it on there? Yes, we can. One there. One there. Oh, no, don't tell me it's not going to snap this last piece in. Ah, no. It was going so perfectly. All right, this last piece is not quite going to match up right. All right, we'll get it as close as we can. So it's a tiny bit off. It's like one little log off on the front. That's such a shame. Everything else worked so perfectly. But nevertheless, we have some pretty good space here now. As you can see, we've added a little bit of forward room on the boat. It hangs off the edge there, so we've got a little added space that way. Whoop. Snapping back and forth here. So that'll make that part easy. Now we want to be able to get in and out of the raft easy. That's not so bad if you're the only one piloting it, because you just swim up behind it and you can just choose to drive the raft and it'll kind of hop you into it. But we're going to want to put some ramps on here to make it easy to get in and out of the water back onto the raft. And then if we really wanted to, we could also add ceiling pieces all the way around the outside here to make this thing even bigger. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet. Let's run and get some wood. We'll make some raft or some ramp pieces that'll make it easier to get on and off the boat. Let's see. What do ramp pieces need? Wooden door, nope. Ramps. Alright, so we need 60 wood, 15 thatch. So I'm probably going to make maybe 2 of them for now. I'll just put them in the back of the boat, I think. Okay, get some wood. Oh, jeez. What did I run out of? Oh, wood. I said to pick up more wood. Now I'm encumbered. I can't win. I'm still so low level. Even at level 15, that is just... Okay, now, I would like to build some wooden ceiling pieces, so let's see what we have here for that. Because I do think I want to make it a little bit bigger. Storage box. Wooden ceiling. 60 wood, 15 thatch, 10 fiber. So I think I'm going to make it... I think I'm going to make the boat longer on the front. And not so much on the sides yet. So... I'll just make 3 of these, I guess. Of course, I need to grab more stuff. Hopefully, this all these pieces aren't going to make me so heavy I can't even move. All right, where's that wooden ceiling again? There we go. 2 more. There we go. All right, I'm going to dump the rest of the supplies back in here. So we can still walk around. What's that do before me weight-wise? 68. Alright, that's fine. It's gonna get dark here soon, so... Oh no, don't step on my boat! Back! Back! Good thing they're not aggressive. Okay. Let's go with the ceiling pieces first. And we'll make the boat a little longer on the front. I've seen some really cool builds that people have done with the boats. I mean, some people do like... Oh, that kind of... that's good. It'll kind of help even out the shape of it, too, a little bit there. That's good. Now it's nice and smooth on the front. I have seen people do some builds with their rafts that make it look like a pirate ship. Like, there's some crazy stuff that people have done. The trouble is they get so big, you can't really see where you're going anymore. And that becomes a real hindrance. I'm going to put a campfire down. Well, let's put torches down here first, I think. Maybe on the front corners we'll put standing torches. Like so. So we can see where we're going when we're sailing at night. And I'm going to put my campfire over on the side so it's out of the way. I'm probably going to want to put the pillars up here on this front foundation. So, just in the interest of keeping the campfire out of the road, I think I'm just going to stick it over on the side over here. I think it'll be out of the way, but still useful there. And then on the back of the boat, I want these 2 ramps so that when we're swimming in the water, it's easier to get in and out of the raft. Or if later, if I have dinos that I want to bring on, then that'll help too. So this will be the tricky part, getting the snap right. Oh, there we go. Okay, so ramp 1, ramp 2. Yeah. See, now when you're in the water and you're swimming around, it's a little hard to see because it's dark, but you can just swim right up to it and hop on. Perfect. All right, let's get some wood so that we can stock up our torches and our campfire. I really wish I had the bow already. It's a shame that the engrams are a little constrained at this low level, but once we get access to that, though, then it'll just be a cakewalk for leveling. I'm encumbered. Naturally. I seriously need to build up my my weight carrying ability. I boosted up my speed a bit, and I boosted up the weight a bit as well. I boosted up a tiny bit of stamina. Added a little bit to food because I found I seemed like I was starving pretty much all the time. So, you know, this is where the ramps come in handy because I can't jump right now because I'm encumbered, too heavy. So if I just swim around to the back here where the ramp is, then I can just walk right up. Perfect. Put my torch out, but that's all right. Okay, so we'll put let's put lots of wood in here, and then we'll put a good chunk in the torches as well. Put 50 in this one, and we'll stick 50 in this one over here too. Why not? Dodo eggs. Oh, that's probably why I'm so heavy. 6 pounds worth of dodo eggs. Those suckers are heavy. These things make really good food. I mean, they're good for kibble, but you can also eat them. So I'm at food 45 now, and if I eat 1 dodo egg, I think it gives somewhere in the neighborhood of like 40 food. So it should cap out around, oh no, I guess it's 20. Not quite as much as I thought. Still, it's more than your average berries and stuff are. All right, let's light these up. Ah, just like that, we got our own little boat. Plenty of room here. This will be a good sized boat when it's finished. I mean, you can already kind of get a sense of how big it's going to be. But once you put a second level on this thing, where you can have, you know, storage containers and room to have people up there shooting with arrows and stuff when you attack a dino, it's going to get really big. Now, the thing is, there's a sandbar here I can't go through. See, here's an example. Like, if this was a real boat, it would have gotten stuck there for sure. But, you know, once you get a couple of people up there with bows, and you can stock up a pile of arrows on this thing, it becomes like a little flotilla that you can just go around and just kill stuff with and gain levels and stock up on gear and materials and stuff. I love the boat. you may not have noticed. We're already kind of running up to the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to call it quits for today. Now that we have our transportation here, it's going to take a little bit more work to get it built up to the full size that I'd like it to be, but I need to level up and get some more engrams. We have plenty of materials, so it's not a material gathering issue, unfortunately, at this point. But I also need to get access to the bow if we're going to be able to do some decent range damage with that. But thanks for checking out the video. I hope you'll come back out and check the next one. We'll carry on next time with some more building on the boat and get it a little bit bigger. Once again, I'm Catharsis, and I will catch all of you next time.